Seymour Hersh, an investigative journalist, has been featured in a leaked audio that has recently been making the rounds on the internet, where he says definitively that Seth Rich was the Wikileaks source, according to an FBI document that he'd read. Let's take a look at the clip, and I'll leave a link in the description to the full 6.5-minute clip, but I trimmed it down to about 3.5 so that people would have a little bit more accessibility to the information on that leaked interview clip. So let's go ahead and listen to it real quick.
About the kid, and I'll tell you what I know. What I know comes off an FBI report. Don't ask me how you can figure out. I've been around long enough. The kid gets, I don't think he was murdered. I don't think he was murdered because of what he knew. The kid's a nice boy, 27. He was not an IT expert, but he learned stuff. He was a data programmer, but he learned stuff. And so he's living on one street somewhere. He's living in a very rough neighborhood. And in the exact area where he'd been, there've been about 10, I'm sure you know this, there've been about 8 or 9 or 10 violent, robberies, most of them with somebody brandishing a gun. And it's the kid's hands, I'm telling you, but I'm sure you know, his hands were marked up. The cops concluded he fought off the people, tried to run, and he shot him twice in the back with a .22, small caliber. And then the kids that did it ran. They got scared, didn't take his wallet. Okay, this is according to the FBI report. What they find is he makes first of all, you have to know some basic facts. One of the basic facts is there's no DNC or protested email that exists beyond May 22nd, May 21st, 22nd. It's the last email from either one of those groups. And so what the report says that sometime in late spring, we're talking about June, summer's in June 21st, late spring would be after, I presume, I don't know, I just say it says late spring, early summer. He makes contact with Wikileaks. That's in his computer, and he makes contact. Now, I have to be careful because I met Julian in Europe, 10, 12 years. I stay the fuck away from people like that. And he said, invited me, and when I'm in London, I always get a message, come see me as the Ecuadorian ambassador, and there's no fucking way I'm going there. I've got enough trouble without getting photographed by every fucking age. He's under total surveillance by everybody. But anyway, they found what he had done. He had submitted a series of documents, of emails, some juicy emails from the DNC. And, by the way, all this shit about the DNC, whether hacked or wasn't hacked, but whatever happened, the Democrats themselves wrote this shit. You know what I mean? All I know is that he offered a sample, an extensive sample, I'm sure dozens of emails, and said, I want money. That later, WikiLeaks did get the password. He had a Dropbox, a protected Dropbox, which isn't hard to do. I mean, you don't have to be a wizard, IT wizard. He was certainly, he's not a dumb kid. They got access to the Dropbox. He also, and this is also in the FBI report, he also let people know with whom he was dealing. And I don't know how he dealt. I'll tell you about WikiLeaks in a second. I don't know how he dealt with the WikiLeaks and the mechanism. But he also, the word was passed according to the FBI report. I also shared this box with a couple of friends. So if anything happens to me, it's not going to solve your problem. Okay? I don't know what that means. I don't know whether he was, anyway. But WikiLeaks got access, and before he was killed.
Another interesting bit of information about Seth Rich was that the data transfer rate found in the metadata of the Guccifer 2.0 data, it showed that the transfer rate was more consistent with a USB transfer than that of a Wi-Fi, which means that the data collection was a local data collection, meaning that Russia didn't hack the DNC. Somebody leaked the DNC documents. To anyone who's been following the Seth Rich case and really trying to determine what really happened, I think it's pretty clear now the foundation of everything. We might not know all the details, but I think it's very clear at this point that Seth Rich was the WikiLeaks leaker. He was the WikiLeaks source, especially considering all of the, dare I say, interference from Julian Assange, who normally wouldn't have said anything, but he seemed to consistently imply that Seth Rich was connected to them. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video there. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll leave a link to the full audio clip in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. And I will see you all later.